This is your weekly weather and hazards briefing from the National Weather Service in Billings, Montana for the week of October 20th. Here are the key points for this week's weather. It will be windy and cool today with highs in the 50s. Northwest winds will be gusting 30 to 50 plus miles per hour across the area, with the strongest winds over southeast Montana this afternoon. Warmer and dry conditions are expected through the rest of the work week, with highs climbing to the 60s and pushing 70 degrees by Friday in a few places. A storm system arrives by the weekend for cooler and unsettled conditions, possibly lasting into early next week. And finally, we're optimistic that our radar will return to operations this week. Moderate impacts due to strong wind gusts are expected today. Otherwise, no weather impacts are expected for the work week. Minor impacts are currently forecast for the weekend as a strong Pacific storm system moves into the area. Here's a look at wind impacts for today. Moderate impacts, gusts 50 plus miles per hour, are expected over southeast Montana, with generally light impacts, gusts 40 to 50 miles per hour, expected for the foothills locations from Harleton to Sheridan, Wyoming. Here are the forecast peak wind gusts for Monday afternoon. Here's the temperature and precipitation forecast for select locations through the week ahead. Mainly dry and warmer conditions are forecast through the work week. Temperatures could reach 70 degrees Friday in a few spots. Cooler and unsettled conditions arrive this weekend. A quick look at precipitation potential for next weekend shows generally light accumulations over the lower elevations, with heavier potential in the western mountains. Going forward from the weekend into next week, the temperature outlook shows western areas leaning a bit cooler than normal, while eastern areas show a stronger trend toward warmer than normal temperatures. The 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook trends slightly wetter than normal across the region. We want to remind everyone that KBLX weather radar is currently inoperable. Parts have been ordered and some repairs have already been accomplished. We are optimistic that the radar will be returned to service sometime this week. In summary, it will be windy and cool today with highs in the 50s. Northwest winds will be gusty at 30 to 50 plus miles per hour, with the strongest winds over southeast Montana this afternoon. Warmer and dry conditions are expected through the rest of the work week, with highs climbing into the 60s, pushing 70 by Friday. A storm system arrives by the weekend for cooler and unsettled conditions, which could possibly last into early next week. And finally, we are optimistic that our radar will return this week after repairs.